Over the last couple of months on the channel, we've been really cataloguing the ups and downs of Hodinkee. They've been on quite a wild ride this year. Some would argue it's been going on a little bit longer than that, but over the last couple of weeks especially has been a lot more turbulent for them. They announced that they were removing themselves from the pre-owned and new watch sales game, and since then they have been dumping watches, is probably the best explanation, onto the market, and we've been seeing discounts on some big brands, discounts that we haven't seen even before the pandemic. I was joking on our live stream that it even makes Joma Shop look expensive, some of the prices that Hodinkee have been knocking watches out for. Now, it's not been all fun and games for me because my much loved Bremont that I thought I got a great deal for on a cruise ship, I paid $3,570 for a Bremont. They were selling them brand new for $3,200 or something, so it didn't, I thought I'd got a good deal, but looking at those prices, perhaps I didn't get that quite a good deal, and it certainly means that I'm going to be stuck with the Bremont for a while because Hodinkee basically decimated the pre-owned market on those watches. But if you've been a fan of my channel for a while, you'll know that I have been putting the red flag up about Hodinkee, not because of the expensive watches that they've been selling off, the Oris watches, the Bremont watches, Breitling they were even having some deals on, but I have been noticing over the last couple of months, maybe years, that what they've been doing to the G-Shock market. And I think this is very telling that some of the key limited edition G-Shocks that they've been selling have also been appearing in this fire sale of watches that they've been doing. And one watch in particular that I've got here is one that on their website has certainly shown as if it's been sold out 1 or 2 times, quite telling that this watch will in this fire sale. So what's the watch that we're talking about today? We're talking about the Online Ceramics limited edition G-Shock. This was a Hodinkee collaboration that they originally sold for $185. I bought this 2 days ago for the sum of $50 plus $15 shipping. It has crept back up to around the $70 mark, so if you're looking today, I'll put a screenshot up here, but also a screenshot of my order to show you that I paid 50, but now it's back up to 70, just so you know that I'm being totally honest with you. But this was one that they really touted at the time, along with the Ed Sheeran watch, that these were their big heavy hitting limited edition G-Shocks. So who are Online Ceramics? I had no idea who they were. Apparently they're a niche clothing brand set up in LA. They originally were known for their hand screen printed t-shirts. They also do tie-dye as well, but now they've gone into other apparel. I guess if you're into quirky t-shirts, I'm sure there's a community around t-shirt collecting as there is around sneaker collecting. There is a link with John Mayer, which is, I'm guessing, how we ended up with a Online Ceramics Hodinkee collab. I'm sure there was some encouragement from John Mayer's side, and on more than one occasion I noticed that this watch had sold out. They were selling these originally for $185. Having seen one in person, that was definitely steep for what you're getting. So let's talk about the watch now. The watch comes in a very cool outer box, so we have a custom outer box here with Online Ceramics 5600 written on the back. This haunted tree or something that is some lore to do with Online Ceramics. And then inside is another quite a nice box. This is a soft touch and sort of fake leather, I think, box. You don't often see this come with a G-Shock, so this is a nice touch that they've done. And then inside is all the same green, and this green is color matched to the green of the watch as well. Has a really cool sort of teddy bear logo on the front there as well. Again, probably something that's quite appealing to people that are familiar with the Online Ceramics brand. The watch itself is a 5600, so the square watch. The green is something that really drew my eye to it. I'm a big fan of green watches in general, but the green that they've used here, very earthy green. It does have what looks like a texture to it. It's smooth to the touch, but it has a matte texture to it, which maybe slightly granulated texture to it that I think really adds to the visual appeal of the outer case. The band obviously is the most distinctive thing on it. We have ceramics on one side and then online on the other. This is painted in white. They haven't gone with the letters all the way to the holes on the band here, and I'm guessing that's because there's obviously a friction there from the buckle and tang rubbing against that. Probably would end up rubbing the paint off. I'm sure, I guess that might happen anyway, certainly with it being white paint, but they have opted not to go all the way to the holes there, probably to reduce that or at least prolong the life of it before that happens. On the bumpers on either side, we have mushroom haunted wagon on one side, and then Sunwatch Moontime on the other. Again, I'm guessing if you're a fan of online ceramic, these quotes mean something. The contrast of the yellow against the green resin does look nice. The bezel around the watch, the red that they've used and then the yellow, I think complement each other very well. The red isn't the easiest to see against the black background, to be honest, and that's a shame because they do have a really cool snail logo on the bezel, but it is quite hard to see because it's red against a black background. And then the instructions on what the buttons are also red. Not the most legible, but I think it ties in with the theme, so that can probably be forgiven. On the back case, we have Online Ceramics, the snail logo, and then Hodinkee on the back as well, just to show you that this was a Hodinkee limited edition collaboration. Why do I say it's not worth $185? It's mainly because of the module that they've used. They've used the introductory module, or the basic module that you would see in these squares, and this is in the same squares that you would get on Amazon for around $45. All it has is an alarm, a countdown timer, and then a stopwatch, and then you're back to the main time. The date is just the digital numbers, it isn't the matrix numbers, and it doesn't have anything sophisticated on it. It doesn't have solar charging. We don't have radio controlled timekeeping on here either. We don't have any of the Bluetooth functionality that you see on the Darwin limited edition watches that I think were cheaper than this. So overall, I think they were taking the piss a bit, knocking these out at $185, considering it has that very basic module into it. I guess you would have to be a real big fan of online ceramics, and I'm guessing not a lot of people were, because this is why they're suddenly trying to sell them off now on their website. I think if you can pick one of these up for $60, it's well worth it. And obviously, if you like online ceramics, then you should head straight over there. I'm guessing that's part of the problem, that not a lot of people know who online ceramics are. And also, Hodinkee putting it originally at $185 for what is a very basic G-Shock. They have ordered a limited amount of them, so there was probably a set price. They probably weren't buying them at $50. I'm guessing they're selling these out at cost. You do have to pay $15 postage, but even at $70 plus the $15, I think this is a good deal. So there was my view. But more importantly, what do you think? About Hodinkee, and also about this watch as well. Is this one that you might pick up yourself in the sale? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoy content like this, watch reviews, the occasional rant, and we do a live stream on a Sunday, hit that subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be alerted when I upload again, and I'll see you next time on Casual Watch Reviews.